Good morning. Today was Dwight David Eisenhower, and he was planning the greatest military operation of World War II, known as D-Day, the invasion of Europe on June 6, 1944. Have you ever had to make a tough decision under time pressure? Well, Dwight David Eisenhower, known as Ike, had to in the spring of 1944, for he was the Allied Supreme Commander in Europe. He was in charge of all the armies, navies, Marines, and air forces operating in World War II fighting the Germans. Eisenhower had to make the decision of when to call for the invasion of Europe, and he set the date June 6, 1944, and he told his officers and men to be ready. Well, here you see him sitting at a desk, but that was not enough. He had to go out and be with his soldiers and lead them. Here is a map showing the invasion route for 160,000 U.S., Canadian, British, and American forces crossing from England to invade France to fight the German armies in 1944 in World War II. Now I'm going to show you one of the most famous pictures in American history. What does it show? General Eisenhower, with the 4 stars because he was a full general on his shoulders, is talking to paratroopers of the 101st Airborne Division, known as the Screaming Eagles. See the patch on the shoulder's sleeve. He was talking to them prior to their parachute drop from airplanes behind German enemy lines in France. The man he is talking to, I actually met, and his name is Lieutenant Wally Strobel. He was asking Wally where he was from. Michigan, Wally replied. Eisenhower held his arm up and said, I used to go fishing there, and moved his arm like he was using a fishing pole. But once he got the soldiers relaxed, General Eisenhower talked to them about their mission, jumping behind enemy lines, and he asked them if they were ready. They said, yes, sir, because they were well trained and prepared. So this is this famous picture before the D-Day parachute drop. General Eisenhower did not have time to visit all the forces, although he tried to see many of them and speak to them about the importance of their mission, which he called the Great Crusade. And here is the message that was given to every soldier, sailor, Marine, and airman before the invasion, wishing them good luck, and signed by General Dwight David Eisenhower. The paratroopers had to board planes and gliders, and here is what one looked like, carrying about 90 pounds of weight in their pack with their parachute and all their guns. Can you imagine carrying all that and then jumping out of an airplane? Here are the paratroopers on their plane, getting ready. And here is a simulated drop that actually took place in France, reenacting their successful parachute drop. Most of the soldiers came by ships. Here are landing craft going from England to France with barrage balloons. There were 4,000 ships, 10,000 aircraft, and 160,000 soldiers. This is a famous picture of the soldiers leaving the landing craft to wade ashore to fight the Germans in France in World War II. This picture led to this one, commemorating the D-Day invasion on a U.S. postage stamp. The hard-fought invasion was a success. General Eisenhower's decision was right, and the landing was successful. The famous picture of General Eisenhower speaking to the soldiers was the background for this postage stamp because General Eisenhower went on to be President of the United States from 1952 to 1960. He never forgot the important talk he gave to the paratroopers, and the soldiers he spoke to never forgot it either.